top 5 45 caliber pistols ever made. Come on, 8 rounds, the perfection. It's getting perfecter as the generations go.
That was a replacement for a rifle.
No component failures, no excessive wear whatsoever.
15 rounds of God's caliber.
The C75 and CZ Shadow kind of got together behind a bar in an alley somewhere and made a little baby, and that baby ended up being bigger than them. Shooting World War I or II. I'm out. I gotta go to my sidearm. Welcome back to Class Firearms, guys. Kai over here with Jason.
What's going on, folks?
And today we're going to talk about top 5 45 caliber pistols ever made.
Forever?
Absolutely. All of them. So again, the top 5 list, so I know there's a lot of them out there. In our team, we just sat down, got on the drawing board, and we came out with these 5 guns, and let us know if you guys agree, disagree, and let us know what is your top 5 45 caliber guns ever made. With that being said, Jason, you ready? Number 5 is going to be obviously not the
226.
Not the 226, because this is chambered in 9mm, but 220 from 6 Hour.
So obviously, shares kind of the same ensemble of what it is. Obviously, DASA gun, it's awesome. Capacity-wise, though.
Yeah, like 8 rounds in there. Come on, Sig. Again, you know, the gun itself is a very nice gun, very good shooting gun, super reliable, but because of its capacity, we decided to put that number 5.
It had to go down on the list for sure.
Exactly. Back in 1975, this thing was made, still in service. Come on, 8 rounds. It was okay back then.
It was okay.
Exactly.
I mean, 8 rounds, problem solver is all you need.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kidding.
And for 45, you know what? That they always say, I don't need capacity, I just need to be accurate.
That's very true.
No, you need capacity.
Yeah.
And who used this?
So you got the Japanese Special Forces guys, also the Swiss military use that, and Swiss police along with German police as well.
Exactly. So it's got a lot of military and police use around the world. And to this day, some agencies out there still carrying the P220. I think it's a well-deserving number 5 spot.
I'll give it to it. Yeah.
All right.
And number 4 is going to be the Glock 21 SF. I mean, short frame, small frame, however you want to call it.
Yep.
But of course, you know, used in police everywhere. I mean, if you're in Florida, you for sure definitely had a Glock 21 SF. Also used in some military applications, depending on, you know, the unit, give or take.
Yep.
So.
If your agency wanted a Glock, and that's, if you wanted a 45 caliber, whatever calibers you wanted, there was a Glock model out there that could just fulfill that request.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people around the world just select Glock. So,
but of course, people are going to be like, wait a second, it's a Glock. It should be higher on the list, right? But again.
I mean, listen, you guys are going to see the list and let us know your thoughts in the comment section if you agree or disagree. We love Glocks out here, and the reason we love them because they freaking work, and they have been out there for years. They're the one that started the whole polymer frame strike and fire system out there. The perfection, it's getting perfecter as the generations go. Perfecter, right? Anyways, so this one had 13 round magazine capacity. So with 13 rounds, that completely trumps the whole 8 round from 6 Hours. So that's why it was just above it, plus the Glock's reliability and adaptation around the world.
Well, there you go. We're getting into it, but I feel like those are rookie numbers. Seems like we had to bump up those numbers.
So you're saying number 3?
Let's move on to number 3.
And number 3 is not going to be the Mark 23.
Das good.
Exactly. But it is going to be something very similar, pretty much this one. H&K USP 45.
For me, the USP 45 tactical. So
exactly.
Saying,
turret barrel and all that stuff.
Awesome.
Now, this is the Mark 23. I mean, the Navy SEALs obviously had this way back in the day. This was their offensive gun. Normally, handguns are your defensive guns, right? Rifles are offensive. But
that was a replacement for a rifle.
Think about that.
That's what the government said.
That's what they said. So this was their offensive gun. It's a robust gun. You can't break this thing. Let's just say that. So
23,000 rounds and it didn't die.
So USP 45. Okay, designed from 1989 to 1992, 3 years. And in 1993, got it in service. And initially, it was a USB 40, 40 caliber. Then they actually made the USB 9. And then in 1995, they made the USB 45 because it was just a very successful weapon system. And 30,000 rounds. Among the 30,000, 6,000 proof loads, which is 30% more powder.
Some hot stuff.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And they had no component failures, no excessive wear whatsoever. So now you guys see why that's number 3, right? It is very well deserving. Pretty much most countries in the world adopted that gun, and to this day it's in service in many countries, law enforcement, militaries.
But there is a hiccup. It's capacity. So I remember I said bumping up those rookie numbers. Obviously, it'll have to
bumping up on some other areas, right?
Yeah, other areas. It's beefed up for sure.
12 rounds. Not bad. 12 rounds of 45, and every single one of them are going to just go through that barrel. It's going to go to wherever you're pointing at. It's a good, peace of mind is a good thing. That thing's not going to fail. So, man, nothing broke. 30,000 rounds and nothing broke in that gun. I've never heard. I know the MP5, like 20 or 25,000 rounds, no problems, not a hiccup. But a pistol, you'd think just some little components would break, but that thing just incredible.
And number 2 is going to be the FNX 45 Tactical. I mean, look at this thing, man. Here we go. Starting off, 15 rounds of God's caliber.
Yeah. The FNX 45, this thing was entered into the Joint Combat Pistol trials for the U.S. SOCOM and all that to kind of replace the M9, all right? And the military required that the Picatinny rail and obviously 15-round 45 caliber, and FN gave them 15-round capacity and came out with this guy. And then the tactical was introduced later on with 3M sights, pressurized sights, and all that. And this thing is out there kicking butt ever since then, 2005
still
and on.
used to this day, man.
Yeah.
Optics ready, threaded barrel. I mean, what more could you ask for? Safety and decocker.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And 15 rounds, of course, again, God's caliber goodness, so it's awesome.
Naturally suppressed, and with that dead air can right there, the Mojave 45.
Suppressor height sights.
There it is. Suppressor height sights.
Standard, as a standard.
That's on the tactical version.
Yeah.
I said 2005, but in 2009, but 2005 they kind of started the stuff. But this is a very well deserving number 2 spot. It will be my number 1, but I can't because number 1 has to be number 1, and it is number 1. But
before we get there, there's an honorable mention time.
Exactly, which is going to be obvious. I'm going to tell you, which we both agree on.
Go no.
CZ97B.
That's
now,
yours.
That's pretty much the CZ75 and CZ Shadow kind of got together behind a bar in an alley somewhere and made a little baby. And that baby ended up being bigger than them because it's chambered in 45 caliber, and that is CZ97B. With that being said, it's CZ, guys. Nobody can contest this. Shout out to Christoph over there, my friend. Shout out to Yakub. One of the best companies out there when it comes to firearms.
Well, that's funny. That's yours. Mine is going to be the HK45 Tactical. I'm sorry. I have to disagree.
We just talked about the USB.
I understand that, but the HK45 Tactical specifically, threaded barrel, night sights, and also has a modern feeling in the grip. It is literally a VP9 P30 large, per se, in 45.
It's a great gun.
And 13 rounds. So
13 rounds, but the FNX 45 kind
15,
of...
it beats it.
Yeah.
But again, honorable mention. So it's kind of like, no.
Exactly. Good stuff. I like that. I can't contest that one. That's a good one. With that being said, here it comes, man. Number 1.
All right, listen. Could you imagine anything else other than being number 1? I mean, we're talking about the number 1 45 gun in America.
I'm fighting right now. I'm fighting, shooting World War I or II. I'm out. I gotta go to my sidearm. In 1911, and this is how you win 2 World Wars,
Two of
man.
them. Of course, the 1911, duh. 2 back-to-back champs.
Yes.
Gun's so good, they started making double-stack versions of it in other calibers.
Well, to this day, 1911s are made by a bunch of companies. They got their own variations, and they can't keep them on shelves.
Still
right?
in use. The Marines,
Still in use.
MARSOC still uses them.
They're everywhere. 2025, brand new 1911s are made all the time. This is like Springfield 1911 Operator, one of the best 1911s out there.
Alpha Foxtrot one?
Yeah, very, very good. So that's why this is our number 1, because it is 1911.
The lineage. There's nothing more American than a 30-06 and a 1911.
Fighting gun, competition gun. There's, again, every firearms enthusiast should have one. They're like modifying them, making them tactical, making them competition ready. And again, and by the way, they always looked like this since 1911. Kind of, they had their variations, different size, maybe grips, whatever, but overall they looked just like this. So 1911, a very well deserving number 1 spot.
But only one small thing about that. its round capacity.
Of course, they this has got the 8 rounds, but normally they got 7 round capacity plus 1 in the chamber.
Yep.
So that's it. That's a downfall. But it is a slim gun. That's why the 2011 or double stack 1911s start coming out. A lot of them in 9mm, but there are 45 caliber versions out there as well. It gives you more capacity.
It's a 1911 with hips.
Exactly. So, anyways, guys, that's it. Well, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this? Do you guys agree, disagree? Let us know, and let us know your top 5 45 caliber guns ever made or handguns ever made.